go. Frosty tools, Siri bond, stream elements. Alright. Now just seeing if Discord will behave itself. Cause I was trying to do a thing where it's like I was trying like to, you know, I was like trying to do a thing of like I was trying to do a thing basically of hoping to, you know, like update it because apparently I needed an update, and everything, and then like it was taking, it felt like it was taking a sweet ass time. It felt like it was taking a sweet ass time at most to, you know, try and load back in or something like that. I don't really know. But yeah, you know, kind of just hoping for the best and everything like that, and, you know, just going from there. Yeah, just wanted to check and make sure. It actually shows that actually, you know, does the thing. Yeah, I guess while yeah, I guess what I'll do is, you know, while I play the waiting game, I'll go ahead and just, you know, get started and everything. So, as always, everyone, hello, my fellow Robo-Maniacs. It's Mr. Robo-Rose is here, and welcome to technically another installment of Let's Play Live, where I stream random things at random times for various different reasons. And today, I decided to do some Dead by Daylight because I didn't get to do a stream yesterday, and I wanted to try and go over everything as much as I can to explain why. Because I know some people, certain few people, know about it, but I know that the rest of you guys, you know, don't get get that little ability to know. So, where do I begin? Well, I guess I could begin right around sometime on Monday. Um, so I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know exactly when it happened, but I think it was like, I think it was like very, very late at night. Um, and I say that because, and I pretty much say that because I had been asleep for quite a while. Probably almost like slept a day away or something like that. Because, like I said, because like I said before, like I'm someone who doesn't really have like a, you know, like a sleep schedule, and like I stay up whenever I want, sleep whenever I, you know, sleep as late as I want as well, most of the time. But basically one random day or one random night, I pretty much like, you know, I got up and was, you know, I got up, I was checking things out, you know, and everything, especially like online. And I noticed I didn't have it, or I noticed I didn't have internet. Don't you fucking dare do what I think you're gonna do. And I'm talking my Discord app, because it was freezing for a moment while I was trying to fucking, you know, like while I was trying to like fucking minimize it. God damn it! It's like I try to go and minimize the damn thing, so that way I don't have to really worry about it. And it's like, oh, it's gonna freeze, and then it's like, oh, it's gonna give me that fucking message, and then it just closes. So yeah, bear with me, guys. I'm a little bit annoyed at some things, but back to the story. Um, so sometime late Monday night, maybe like in the very early Tuesday morning, I noticed that I apparently found out that I had no internet coming from my PlayStation, coming from my PC, coming even from my phone. So I don't know exactly, and I don't know exactly the one I told my stepdad this, but I told him about it. He's kind of like confused and curious and all that stuff. So he goes to check out the router because at least from what I know, like I think like I for the most part kind of connected to a router, while maybe the one in the front room of my place does something else. I don't know. But anyway, so the router uh, is in a room that is now my grandpa's room. Because my grandpa lives with me, my mom, and my stepdad. Um, and we didn't know exactly what was going on. But I think like my stepdad had like a couple of theories. I think like he said, like for one, there's the possibility of my grandpa must have been taught fell out of his little bed thing, even though it's not really like a bed, but kind of like I'd say it's kind of like more like an air mattress type thing, because apparently he's got that instead of an actual bed. Yeah, apparently he fell out of off his little bed thing. I'm just gonna say bed mattress, mattress bed, something like that. But anyway, so one theory was that apparently he fell off the thing and supposedly went in the direction of the seat of where the router is, and probably did God knows what to it. Um, and then I think like at one point he said that because went to go check in or went to go check the router and everything, that he said that was apparently that it was like hot to the touch. Because for whatever reason, and even I still don't know why this is the case, but my but my grandpa for some reason, again, I don't know why this is the thing, but for some odd reason, like he likes to have no AC on. Just doesn't have. So we have like these wall AC things in some parts of our house. There's one in my room. There's one in his room. There's one in like the dining area of our house, even though we don't use it. Use it for a dining area, but it's still there, and there's still above the window thing. And we also have one in my mom's room, because window ACs have been kind of given problems as of late. So he was saying like, oh, this seems like it's like pretty hot to the touch. Maybe it was overheating or whatever. We had no idea. But I think like some time had passed. He was trying his ass off and everything like that. And for some reason, like it was not getting internet. Like nothing was happening. So pretty much we went through that whole Monday. So pretty much went through that whole Monday route with no internet. Um, And so, my stepdad, he went to town at one point to try and get a new router. He got something, but it wasn't a router because he was telling me he was like I'm stupid, and then and he was like I apparently got this instead of an actual router, blah 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 blah. So he went back to town, got another router thing that was an actual router. He tried setting things up and everything like that, and for whatever fucking reason, um, like everything was secured. All lights were flashing. Even like our place where we get our company we get our internet from. So like we had internet. But for some reason, like it was not going through. Like we were not getting internet anywhere. Like on our my computer, our phones, laptop in the front room, even my fucking PlayStation. I think even my brother tried to help out whenever he was over here because I guess like he's getting some slight little like mini jobs that him and his wife and everything are kind of doing for me, but so yeah, so we pretty much we were out, so pretty much we had no internet around uh, Tuesday and everything, and then so after figuring out like okay, well we're not gonna be able to get anything of this done apparently, so um, so my stepdad like he repackages the router in the box that came in, and all that. He goes to he goes back into town, gets another thing, and I kind of like look around and everything like that, and I saw something that that seemingly was our new little router network thing. So we're trying to get everything set up there, and I went for my phone at first, because I was like, okay, well, it's probably be the simplest thing. So I chose the thing, put in a little password that I guess like it gives us. I don't know if it's like automatically or whatever, but put in the password thing. Saw the little like Wi-Fi bar. I thought everything was good, and it turns out that we still were not getting internet. So I tell my stepdad about this. He's confused as all hell. And apparently he went to some website, I guess like the Netgear website or whatever, because that's what it is. Somehow like you had to like agree to like the terms of certain like to do the little agreement of terms or whatever. And so like I started like trying things again, and then I finally got internet to my PlayStation. I got internet to my phone, but for whatever reason my computer itself was acting a little weird. Like it was not getting like it was not I still not was not getting internet. So we kind of like did a few more little configurations and stuff. And then it seemingly like it was coming back. Everything was coming back up. So yeah, that's pretty much the day and a half at most of why I was uh not online. But anyway, so with all that being said, we are back on some more Dead by Daylight. We're going to be trying to do some more of the event and everything, aka the Black Banquet, because unless the behavior does something like the last second, today is going to be basically the last day because apparently it's supposed to be ending sometime tomorrow on Thursday. So because I didn't get to do a stream on Tuesday, I will make up for that stream today and see what happens. So now you guys are now all caught up now and everything. And like I said, like I figured out, I wanted to, I wanted to do a little thing of letting you guys know about like what happened and stuff like that. So all right.
Ah, here I am, back again.
All right. So poison 5 more survivors with poison bottles and poison 4 more objects. Alright. So yeah, I guess you could say this is going to be the first stream with a new router. See how everything goes. But yeah, so the idea that I have for this little thing is I'm gonna be trying to see if I can hopefully do. Oh God, old man speedoways. But yeah, so the idea that I have for this, for this little thing at most is I want to try and see if I can be able to do those two little things on the killer side, with the with the poison and everything like that. Because I'm probably just gonna just play, I'm probably just gonna play as a nice killer, just like go in with no perks, no add-ons, stuff like that. So yeah. Cause yeah, last time I did this, I thought that I had actually had gotten, I thought like I had actually gotten those two killer challenges done, but either like A, they didn't count, or B, they got extended. So yeah, like either like my best guess is that things must have gotten extended, and therefore like the original thing was like null and void. Royal baked crapper. Oh god, sorry about that, guys. Oh, we got a ghosty. Our sales a ghosty boy. I unfortunately have no idea where any fucking gens are. Because for me, because right now I'm not really running anything that, gives me, generator information. Oh, it's not a ghost face, it's a pig. Why did I think it was a ghost face? Let's see if we can say Monsieur Tapia. Place morsel. Oh, hi. How are you? If only I knew where a portal was. Yeah, you bitch. I probably just passed one, didn't I? I somehow survived. Thank you. I somehow survived that shit, and I also got a med kit. Thank you. Alright, track is now done. Alright, so track is now done. Got 2 stacks of other diadicums. Sitting right here. Ah, damn. Ding, 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 ding. Question now is... Oh, Jesus! I was saying number one. I was like, number one, where's Miss Piggy at? I was saying number one, like, where's Miss Piggy at? And then number two, where's that last gem? Still stunned you with it. Ow! On that beach. Yeah.
I will never forget you for helping me.
Where is she? Okay. Pain rush, jacket compass, run to the end, further chase. Decent little build, to say the least. You know, not too bad. Okay.
Back again.
Okay. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna, be doing things seriously like. So 4 objects, 5 survivors. Four objects, 5 survivors. 4 objects, 5 survivors. I think. Okay, yeah, I do have a toothy torty. Alright, so yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna play Mr. Nice Guy. For this little thing. Just poison 4 objects. Maybe get attack 5 survivors with poison, and then I'll be all right. Cause like I said, if I can both do those, cause like I said, if I can both do those 2 things, um, then that'll be like the last, like that'll pretty much be like the last little main thing to worry about. Cause basically it's like I have to do like 2 more little objectives in the event, and those 2 things will help, um and then afterwards it's like okay I can just now just play me some Survivor. Let's see.
Ollie, ollie, oxen free.
1, 2, 3. 4. Okay, so that's 4 objects poisoned. Make a total of 10. Let's see. Okay, that's 1. I know I can probably do it like on multiple survivors and everything like that, but yeah. Just, kind of, waiting and seeing. Alright, that's 2. Okay, so 2. Okay, so I got 2 survivors. Yep. Alright. 2 bottles. He wasn't here. Three. Okay. Okay. So I poisoned 10 survivors. I poisoned 5 more survivors and everything, so. So now I'm pretty much going to wait here at the exit gates. Let them do the gens. light restraint. Light restraint. What's up? How you doing? Alright. Go over here. We'll have to go that way. Alright, two of them are gone. Son of a bitch. The controller's, moving me when I don't want it to. Alright, Felix is the only one left, so. Okay. Oh, and I also got that thing done as well. Alright, so yeah. Well, apparently apparently the two hidden offerings were hatch offerings. That's funny. Let's see. Killer Shack. Killer Shack. Alright. So now that that's done.
Ah, here I am. Back again.
What the fuck? Like, am I missing something? It's like, it's like every single time when I think that I'm going to be able, to, like get this stuff. I am so damn confused. It's like I literally. It's like I literally just did those things, and it's like I got like poison 10 like poison like it was like 10 objects or whatever. And that's saying like I had to do it 5 more times for both like survivor and killer. Jeez, man, this fucking jeez. Here we go. Let's see. Let me see, how much is going to be to... Actually, what I'll do is I'll probably like wait on that. Like I think like probably whenever I've had my feel of the thing and all that, I'll probably be like, okay, I'm gonna put whatever blood points stuff that I have on Nick Cage because um the idea is Nick Cage is gonna be my next B100 character. He's gonna be the third. He's gonna be hopefully the third one overall. Two anonymous PlayStation users, Rebecca and Laura. Actually, hold on. Let me play around with some stuff, maybe. Uh, guess we'll go with this actually for right now. Kind of my standard initial type of build that I would run. And we'll bring some toothy torties.
I'm not liking the mojo here.
Damn. All three of my teammates are anonymous. That's crazy. It'd be something else if I'd say it'd be quite an interesting little sight to see if these are who I think they are, but I kind of doubt it. I kind of highly doubt in a way that they are who I think they are. And all I'm willing to say is all I'm willing to say is basically former friends and people I used to play in a Swift with in DBD before I got wrongfully banned and shunned from their community for no reason, no real reason other than just like playing the fucking game. But I said my piece with with that. Yeah. Either that, or they are probably anonymous streamers who are Swift together. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I believe that is Anoni. confirmation is that grunt. Is that grunt? And that. When you hear that sound, that means you're facing an Oni. And that looks like a basement hook. Okay, so it looks like we might possibly have a scourge hook, bang res. Maybe. Damn it. Oh, we got the Titan Blade? Oh, they got the S. There you go. There you go. They try to go into the locker, but I was trying to think about like why was this gen blocked? Because I thought like maybe it was like unless the killer has throwing tremors? Nope, dead man's switch. Okay, so he's got DMS. Oh shit. And on that gen. Oh, god damn it. Son of an evil bitch. Not much we can be able to do, but... Oh yeah, he's coming. Ow. Ow. So. It's fine. Someone had lived. Alright, S2. Damn, everybody's on fucking evil nemesis. Oh, yep. Okay, so no. I was trying to piece everything together. Cause like I was saying, like I thought for whatever reason, um, so in my head, like my original first thought was like, oh, someone apparently must have I think it's like that one Cheryl perk where it's like they can be able to block a Jin from the killer, to stop him from being able to to kick it for a bit. But nah. And corrupt intervention, dead man switch, eruption, and pain res. So yeah, decent. I'd say like I guess like somewhat of an average, like an average Jin, like Jin slowdown type build. Because I think it's like for most part, it's like, oh yeah, you have corrupt intervention, um, block certain a few gens from the start until like you've either until like a certain time has passed, or you down, or someone goes down. Um, Dead man switch, being a thing where it's like, oh, being a thing like, oh, you work on a gym, and then like suddenly you get off, you get off of it for whatever reason. It's like, oh, dead man switch sometimes may proc, and you go from there and try to figure out like what the fuck. So, um, eruption, I think it's like I think if I remember correctly, it's like eruption. You kick you kick a gen. I think that gen might be highlighted. I don't know if it's just like in the killers, POV or what, but kick a gen. And like, I think like if anyone might be working on it, and then the person gets hooked, then that gen explodes, regresses, and I think like like anyone who's on that gen screams. And then pain res, pain res being kind of like the kind of like the common little thing of what people might use for gen slowdown. It's like having certain hooks be scourge hooks. Then if you can both take if you can both take someone to said scourge hook and put them on there. But I think it's like at most is like maybe like unique hooks or something like that. But because I know like overall it has like a little limit.
Right. We're in the deep end now, aren't we?
So. But yeah. Yeah, I've been saying, I've been trying to like to think about like possibly like like I've been trying to do like a bit of a thing of like having certain other builds equipped, but thing is like for me it's like I love having deja vu in my survivor loadouts. Stuff like find some generators and the ones that are highlighted I can look at like extra speed on them. And even though Wake Up had changed compared to what it once was, I still do like it, especially like if especially like being able to possibly get like the gates open faster, and Also, kind of like being a way to, like the signal. It's kind of like a little signal of being like an aura reading, where it's like, if someone has wake up and they're on an exit gate switch, you get, their aura gets shown to everybody. Creamy pasta, unbreakable palates, and invincibility.
This
Oh, I believe we got Jason. That was a good shot. I wish I wish I was able to like point and be like, hey, that was a good shot. Ew. Looks like he's got prestiged. But yeah, I will say that was a hell of a good shot. I'm out this bitch. I'm out this bitch. And we'll take one of these. I want to try and go over here at most. I wonder if they had like these people fewer, or if they just got really fucking lucky. Being able to nail me, without that hook, that little lucky little thing. Alright. Like, lead my way, lead my way. You moron, you. You crazy fool, you. Ow. Another bitch. Whip! Oh, damn it. thank you. I don't know who that was, but whoever it was who saved me, thank you. I do believe you phase after much. What are you doing, Nick? Oh no! And I still missed. Ow! Like, I don't know, I'm scared. I'm gonna go over here. Oh. Ow. Fuck.
I shan't forget this. Really, I shan't.
Okay, he's on the Fang. And Fang's gonna get the special Mori. Thank you. Oh, no. Where is it? But where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at, though?
Please go a little faster.
Bitch. That's right. Oh my god, dude. Let's see what happens to the others. Oh. Well, let's go to the 2K. Okay, so it was lethal to sewer. Alright, give me a sec. Never mind. Never mind. I was going to send a GG to Jason because they're on PlayStation. I was gonna be like, hey GG man. I was also gonna say, very nice shot with the, that hit they got on me at the beginning of the game. Okay, so I think probably what I'm going to do is I think I'm actually going to go ahead and probably just end it here. I know it was kind of like a bit of a shorter stream-ish than and everything like that, but um, I don't know. I was trying. I was like trying to think of what I was wanting to say off the top of my head. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm still never gonna get used to that. But yeah, I will say this because, like I said, this is probably gonna be the last stream of the event and everything like that. Unless they somehow, which I kind of doubt, like but behaviors, throwing surprise here and there. But this might be the last stream of the event and everything. I mean, like I was kind of like hoping at most, to like I was kind of hoping at most, do the thing of like, oh, like I want to try, get those, get those two, those two kill things done, and be able to get like the final part. But every time it seems like I've, been doing it, um, it's like it's just, like it just doesn't fully count, or, or whatever, and I don't know, I don't know what the deal is. But before I before I try to find someone on the raid, I want to kind of just give my thoughts a little bit um, about the event. Because I know there's been like a lot of people talking about this. So for the 10th anniversary and everything like that, instead of like being the Twisted Masquerade, is now apparently called the Black Banquet. Um, Now for for its supposed debut, this is what I would say one of those moments where it was like, it was like the first time type of thing. They were trying something, and also I'd like to say, and also like at the same time, it's like, hey, what can we do, for certain sides and whatnot. Because, and I will say this, okay? Because I know the one thing like a lot of killer players have been saying and everything, and I know like some survivors also kind of had it too. But the one thing I will say is like, does this does the event favor survivors? I would say so. Like I would say like it definitely kind of. I would definitely say like it it like it is quite up there and everything. Like it is quite up there and everything, because of how because all of the abilities and stuff like that. But does that? But even though that, but even though like the event favors survivors more than killers, does that mean that every single killer is pretty much fucked in the event? I guess you could say. And the answer I would say to that is not really. The reason why I say that is because some killers have been able, because some of the times like I've played Survivor in the event, um, like a handful of killers have been known to, in some sort of way, still get kills, whether it be like 2K, 3Ks, or even a full on merciless 4K. All right. Now, now from what from what I've also experienced, because and everything, like the one time I say like I fully experienced the game, or the killer side of things is when I is when I was adepting Jason. When I did my Jason adept on stream. Okay, and I would say like yeah, it can still it's still kind of heavily favored towards survivors and everything like that. But some killers I say still thrive. I'd say some killers still thrive in the event because some people some people apparently might not know it, and everything. But that's just like like my little 2 cents on things with that. Because some of the things that I've seen is that for one, apparently, and this is kind of like I guess you could say it's kind of like more towards Legion in a sense, but apparently with Legion, he supposedly quote unquote he supposedly quote unquote or I should say they because it's a male and female type of thing. But like with Legion, it's kind of one of those situations more or less where it's like they supposedly are kind of like back to what to like what they were around day one. It's like they were they were known to be like that kind of doing things around that from that around day one. And apparently from what apparently from things that I've heard was that it's because it's something to do with the fucking poison where it's like something about like moonwalking or something like that. I can't really remember because I saw a video from someone who apparently is who's a Legion main and stuff like that, and they were kind of talking about it, but it's kind of like one of those things where it's like it's kind of like went over my head at this point now, where it's like Where it's like, I know there was a thing, but I kind of forgot the full on explanation. Um, I know that like I know that night has I know that night kind of like kind of favors the event some in a way, and a few others stuff like that. So yeah, you know, but I've talked about this before, and everything because it's like, and I've even done the thing. I've even done a thing. I've even done a thing where it's like I've made like comments on like certain on like some videos where it's like um I remember like making some comments on some videos where it's like hey you talk about like how killers like how like the event favors survivors killers get only this and stuff, but no one has really and I do mean this, but like no one has really come out and say like, hey, if you wanted to make the event you know quote unquote fair and balanced and all that shit, that this is what they should have done for killer. Because the thing is, to me, is that I believe that as much as people who play killer a lot, they want to it's like, oh, killer's supposed to be supposed to be like the power roll, and we get stopped by this, that, and the third. I would say like honestly, I actually made a video about this on my YouTube, but like having like the power roll, I feel like would not be beneficial. Give me a sec. I'm gonna try and put this person's name in the thing to get ready to see if I can maybe write into them. But yeah, basically like the thing I was I talked about was I feel like as much as as much as color mains want the power roll and they want the game to be in their favor and all of that. I feel as though that like you can't. I feel as though that can't really be achieved because it's like if you have because if the killer has too much power or has too much of the power roll and everything like that, and survivors have little to almost bubble fuck all, then I feel as though that you're not going to really have like I feel like you're not really going to have any games. I feel like you're not going to have like like a game to play, or if you somehow do, it's like oh people are going to probably give up more and just maybe like go next and all that stuff. So to me, it's like and this is my 2 cents, but like and just I don't know if this is gonna sound biased or whatever because I'm more of a survivor mate than a killer, but to me, it's like I feel like you can't give killers the full-on power role that that they so demand because otherwise then you're gonna have games where it's like where because otherwise you're gonna have games that's it's gonna just go to shit real fast or and people are gonna probably like give up a lot of times or you're not gonna be able to get to a game because it takes 4 survivors to to have an actual game going. And I know somebody will probably say like, well, killer is just has just an important role because if you don't have a killer, then you don't have a game. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but it's like you have it's like and this is the thing. This is kind of like the final little wrap up, I guess. Cause all this. And this is something I've been kind of like. This is something I've been kind of preaching for I say like a good long while now. The problem I think that a lot of people have is they take things too logically. Not too seriously. But too logically. It's like cause it's like oh you have because it's like oh like you have all like blah, blah, blah. People take things too logically, in my opinion, especially on the killer side of things. It's like, because I've seen like a lot of, like random posts and things like that, from people where it's like, hey, you know, people, like this Shoulder the Burden perk should be fucking nerfed or reworked, where to where it's like they to where it's becomes useless, um or like base kit borrowed time should go back from should go from 15 seconds back down to 10 seconds. Um, people talk about like how how Vigil needs a fucking nerf, and I honestly I disagree. Because it's like not because not everyone in their right in their own and not because not everyone's gonna always be running Vigil and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, like I just think that like just people just take things too logically, especially on the killer side of things. It's like hey, you're not. It's like because I know like people look because I know like some people they want that that good game where it's like oh it goes in their favor and all that stuff, but it doesn't always happen. You know, and I myself like even though I don't play killer as much these days, but like I have I have experienced how things are on the killer side, and all that, and I've experienced things on both on the survivor side as well, you know. And then like I talk about like the times where it's like I would be playing killer, and I would have like matches go like go decently or they go to absolute shit or they just somehow go in my favor like and like some of the examples that kind of come to my mind. A long while back, a long while back I was doing some adapting on some killers. I think I had like three killers left. I think it was like Blight. I think it was like Blight Twins. I think most part it was like maybe like Blight Twins, um, Demogorgon or Oni or something like that. And I remember one time, like when I was doing, I want to say it might have been like my possible first Blight game that I was doing. Like, oh my god, dude! Like I was doing absolute shite. Like I couldn't be able to do like like the whole like bomb logic stuff correctly. It was like oh like I'll bounce off of here and then I turn there and go dash there and all that stuff. But but like for some reason I had like people just giving up or another little random example that kind of comes to my mind is one time I was playing a Skull Merchant on um, I want to say Area Crows that one that one map I think that we had with the one Jason and everything like that where it's like all bright and deserty and sandy and shit. But like yeah like I shit you not like I had a time where where it was like I just like I loaded into the game. I felt like one drone up, and all of a sudden like three people just DC. But yeah. Anyway, if everything goes well, I'll hopefully see you guys on Friday. But we'll see. But as always, though, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I really truly appreciate it. And until the next video or live stream, take care, everybody, and I hope you have a good week or weekend.